How's it going, guys? Brian Danuff here for Baseball Essential, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the 2015 American League wildcard game between the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees. Of course, today is Monday. The game is tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium. First pitch will be around 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN nationally. This game is shaping up to be a good one, if not a great one, for sure. Both teams have fought hard and have had their share of tremendous struggles to more or less limp into this game. The Astros had a decent September, but they lost their big AL West lead down the stretch, and the Yankees led the AL East by as many as 7 games right around the trade deadline, and that was when the Toronto Blue Jays acquired Troy Tulowitzki and David Price. You throw Josh Donaldson's MVP season in there as well, and you get an unstoppable Blue Jays team in that second half. And the Yankees lost their AL East lead, had to settle for the first AL wildcard, nearly lost that first AL wildcard to the Astros. It took the Astros losing to the Diamondbacks yesterday and the Yankees taking advantage of that loss. They lost as well, but the Yankees did finish 1 game ahead of the Astros, so the game will be at Yankee Stadium. Coming into this season, no one really expected either of these two teams to make the playoffs. If I'm being honest, I had decent hopes for the Yankees, but as far as the Astros are concerned, people felt, Sports Illustrated, I think, called them, was it the 2017 World Series champions? Was that what it was? That, the Astros had a great young core, they had a lot of potential, but this year wasn't going to be their year. They were more aiming for next year or 2017. Turns out the Astros, of course, jumped out to that big AL West lead, had a great year in all facets, really, of their organization. Carlos Correa was called up, surefire AL Rookie of the Year. I'd be shocked if he doesn't win the award. Dallas Keuchel with a Cy Young caliber year as well in the American League. Started the All-Star game for the American League. Was absolutely unstoppable at home. He was 15-0 at home. The Astros got a great year out of having Gaddis in his first year with Houston. Chris Carter kept up the home runs, although of course he still hit around 200 and struck out a lot. They acquired Carlos Gomez midseason, of course. In after that trade with the Mets fell through with the Brewers. This Astros team has a lot going for it. I almost forgot Jose Altuve, another 200 hit season, another season of hitting over 300, another season of being probably the best second baseman in baseball. Just an incredible year out of him as well. And the Astros, along with Keuchel, they have Lance McCullers Jr., they have Scott Kazmir, they have Mike Fiers. Both those two guys they acquired midseason, and they've both been tremendous for them, and that really helped them to secure that playoff spot. So this is their first playoff appearance since 2005. I think I read it somewhere, they lost a total of 411 games between 2011 and 2014. But here they are with 86 wins in 2015 with a playoff spot locked up and a bright future ahead. And that is where I am scared if I am the New York Yankees. Because this game, the Astros don't have much to lose. Now, of course, they want to win as much as any team in baseball. They want to go all the way. But they are well aware that this season is not their season. It's not supposed to be. And even though it could be, they know that they are on to bigger and brighter things in future years, and that this year is simply, it's great that they made the playoffs, but it's not imperative that they win anything this year, because they have all these young guys coming up from the minor leagues. They have Carlos Correa. This was only his rookie season. They have Jose Altuve. He's still young. They have a lot of good things a lot of bright, promising aspects of this team, that are going to be here for the next 5-6 years. So this is only the beginning for the Astros. And the Astros really in this game, as much as they want to win, they have nothing to lose. I feel like there was minimal pressure on them, if any. And you look on the flip side with the New York Yankees, there is tremendous pressure on them. The Yankees, of course, lost that division lead, which to me was understandable because the Toronto Blue Jays were unstoppable in the second half. The Yankees could have played better, and of course maybe could have looked for a tie or maybe try to get a game up on the Blue Jays. But the bottom line was Toronto was a better team by far in the second half. So that is another thing entirely. But the Yankees had a horrific September. I think coming into the month, playing 500 baseball would have gotten them to 90 wins, but they finished with 87, and they lost 6 of their last 7 games. And again, they had to rely on the Arizona Diamondbacks beating the Astros just to finish 1 game ahead of them. They had like as big of a I think it was a 5-game lead at one point for the first wild card. This was 2 weeks ago, and they let it dwindle away. And of course, the spotlight shines the brightest in New York, and so this was a big deal. And a lot of Yankee fans have been upset all season because even though they have made the playoffs, and this is their best season in 3 years, this is their first time making the playoffs since 2012, fans still feel a great sense of disappointment and frustration with this team. And a lot of things have gone right, a lot of things have gone wrong as well. I still consider it an accomplishment to make it to the playoffs and to make it to that wild card game, considering their expectations, considering everything that went wrong. But it's the Yankees, it's the postseason. They are expected to do big things. Maybe not by, the general Major League Baseball fan, but by Yankee fans. They are out. They want number 28. They want it as soon as they can get it. And this game, and especially since it's a 1-game playoff, because it's one thing if the Yankees were to win this game, move on to the ALDS, and lose in 4 or 5 games to whoever it would be. In this case, it would be the Royals. Losing this 1 game after going through so much and making that 1-game playoff and losing in that 1-game playoff at Yankee Stadium would be crushing for the franchise. Now, personally, I do see a lot of good things in the organization as well for their future. They have a lot of good guys coming up in the minor leagues. They got a great year out of Alex Rodriguez, a great year out of Greg Bird in his first season, Luis Severino. Didi Gregorius solidified himself as the next Yankee shortstop. Carlos Beltran had a great year. Brian McCann had a good year. Their bullpen was mostly locked down for most of the year. And, you can't underestimate that bullpen of Betances and Miller and Justin Wilson as well. But, bottom line is this game means a lot to the Yankees, and I think way more than it does to the Astros. Because the Yankees, first of all, and again, it's at Yankee Stadium, they don't want to embarrass themselves. The Astros are a terrible road team. They have Masahiro Tanaka on the mound. This is the guy they paid to start this type of game for the Yankees. And despite a torn UCL, he had a great year. He had his share of rough starts, but when he was on, he was as good as he ever has been. Pitched a couple complete games. One of them was in Toronto against that Blue Jays lineup. This guy is a big game pitcher, and he was signed to start this big game. And there's a lot of pressure on him as well because, he's making all this money, and so far all Yankee fans know him for is, unfortunately, unfairly, getting hurt. And then, he had a lot of inconsistent stretches this season, and if there's one bad thing about him, he does give up a lot of home runs, and he's pitching in Yankee Stadium where, the ballpark is not too forgiving to pitchers who make mistakes and give up fly balls, which is good for the Yankees' sake, of course, as well, facing Keuchel and having that short porch to work with, because that lineup is built for that ballpark. But, I think overall, I think these teams are very evenly matched. I think these teams are both very good, both deserving of making the playoffs, but I think the pressure is all on the Yankees, and I think the Astros are going in this saying, hey, let's see what happens. Meanwhile, the Yankees are kind of fixated on, we need to salvage this season, because for so long it was a very good season, and then it went south very quickly towards the end of the year, and now losing in a 1-game playoff would just be so terrible, and fans would probably be calling for a lot of changes, even though overall it was a good season for the Yankees. But if it ends on Tuesday night, of course, being a New York native, it's always going to seem like too early of an end for a Yankees postseason run, because obviously the only time it's appropriate for a Yankees postseason run to end is when they're hosting that World Series championship trophy. So, that's pretty much it. That's my take on it. I'm going to say the Yankees win this game. I am, but Would not be surprised to see the Astros win it either. I do think that that's something scary. When there's a team that's out there that has nothing to lose going up against a team that has everything to lose, in this case, I think that's tough and that's scary for the Yankees and their fans. So we'll have to see what happens there. But for now, I guess that's all I have to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. This game should be good. I think hopefully it'd be a classic. It'd be a great thing if it was a great classic close game. And these two teams have given us a lot of excitement this whole season, and hopefully each of them has at least one more game left in them, one more great game in them. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Yankees do win this game, but a lot of pressure on them to do so, and if they don't, heads will certainly roll in the Bronx. So stay tuned to Baseball Essential for our postseason coverage. Stay here on our YouTube page. Go log on to baseballcentral.com. Follow us on Twitter at @BB_essential. And of course, follow me on Twitter at Brian Danuff. Subscribe to my YouTube, Brian Danuff, same name. I appreciate it. And main thing though, stay focused to Baseball Central. We got so much great coverage on the way for you guys, and you guys are really going to enjoy it. So thanks for watching. We'll see what happens. And October's here, postseason baseball's here. Should be a tremendous month for baseball and for everyone. So, okay. See you guys later. Bye.